In this video, we're going to review Wrike. This is a project manager application packed with cool features that will streamline your work and team communications. Hi everyone, this is Andy with Bloom.com, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. Here we'll review productivity software for personal and business use, and also make tutorials about the apps that we like the most. So if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. Alright, let's start. When you log into Wrike, you start on My Home. Here you will find your inbox, where you will get any notifications about your projects and tasks. Also, you will see some tasks recommended by AI, your spaces that you can use to group projects and folders that are related. Below we have the recent projects or folders that you were working on. And finally, we have the pinned projects or folders. On the right, you can find the filtering shortcuts to access your tasks, calendars, timesheets, dashboards, and more. When you open a space, you will see all the folders and projects in that space on the navigation bar, as well as on the space list view. As you see, we have a task on this list, meaning that we can add tasks to spaces. This is a cool feature that I haven't seen in other project managers. To open a project, click on it. Here you will find all the tasks related to the project. In this case, we're using the list view, so you can see the project information on the right panel. But you can change the view and even add more views. You can also filter the tasks and organize them using the filter menu. And if you want to select multiple tasks at once, use this icon. I'm mentioning this because it took me a second to figure out. When you open a task, you will see all the information on the right panel, like status, dates, dependencies, and more. To add a new task, click on the Add button, write a name, and press Enter. To add a project, click on the plus button, complete the fields, and click on Create. On the top, you will find the navigation bar. You can go back to the space or to the home screen using the breadcrumb navigation. This icon shows your menu. On the right, you will find the search bar, the quick add button, the more icon, the assistant, and your profile. I think the design and organization of Wrike are great, and it is very easy to navigate. Wrike has a lot of great features, but here are the ones that I like the most. In My Home, the AI will display tasks that it thinks you should look at. The AI checks factors like due dates, status, prioritization, and more, and determines how urgent the task is. On calendars, you can create and see calendars based on your preferences. In this case, we're seeing my open tasks in a month view. Another feature that I like is that you can report time directly in Wrike. In the timesheet page, you will find all the time that you have reported, and you can start a timer at a task level. In the task, you can set dependencies. You can link tasks together, setting predecessors and successors. And you can also set up approvals, but we won't cover that in this video. The next feature I like is dashboards. Here you can create a board that will display all the information you want about the project. This is fully customizable, and you can add a lot of different widgets. Wrike has a recycle bin available, in case you delete a record and you need to recover it. This is a feature that I don't see in many other apps. The last feature I want to mention is work schedule. You can manage your work schedule from this page, setting up time off and vacation time. This way, your team will know if you're not available. Let's talk about customization. On the home screen, you can edit your spaces as well as pin projects. You can also reorganize the order of the elements and also hide the ones that you're not going to use. The structure is very customizable as well. You can create spaces, and inside each one you can create folders and projects. You can also use folders to group projects or just tasks. Custom fields is another important feature. You can add any field you need, and it will show up on the project as well as on the tasks in the project. This is done at a project level, but if you want to reuse the field in other projects or spaces, you have to do it from the settings. You can also change the status options that the tasks and projects have using the workflows section. Another option you have is to change the theme of Wrike. You can choose from a list of themes pre-made for you. Unfortunately, there is no dark mode here yet. Finally, I wanted to mention blueprints. With this feature, you can create a project and assign tasks and due dates to your team, but they won't see the task on the list. You can use the Create From Blueprint option, and it will create a new project. It looks like a blueprint is a template, but the Wrike help page says that if you want to create a template, you can duplicate a project and name it template. In the settings, you will find the Automations tab where you can create rules. Add a new rule and assign where the rule is going to be applied. You can do it at a space level or at a project level. And you can add multiple options here. This is something I haven't seen in other project managers out there yet. Then add a trigger. There are some good options here, like if a predecessor task status changes or if a custom field changes. Finally, select the action. And this is the part where there is a lack of features. You can't notify via email or change custom fields or even trigger a webhook. But even if the options are basic, you can do quite a bit with what you have here. Let's go over integrations. There are a lot of apps that can integrate with Wrike in a native way, but the majority of them require you to purchase a different service called Wrike Integrate. Also, there are some apps that you have to purchase, like Bitbucket. There are some free apps that you can work with, like Slack, G Suite, Gmail, Salesforce, and Microsoft Teams, but the majority of them are paid. Also, there is a Zapier integration available, but it is not listed here. So if you're using Zapier, you have to connect Wrike from the Zapier admin panel. I think setting up Wrike was really easy. When I started, there were a lot of videos and tutorials that helped me with the setup. The Wrike assistant is very helpful if you have any issues. Creating projects and templates is very simple, and there are a lot of customization options available that you can use. And the account management panel in the settings will help you with adding users, custom fields, automations, and more. Let's go over pricing. The version we reviewed today is the business version, which is around $25 per user per month. But this is with a yearly subscription, and you have to pay for at least 5 users. Also, keep in mind that if you're planning to use the integrations, you might have to pay extra for that. So that places Wrike on the expensive side. There is a free version that you can use to start, but you don't have access to custom fields, automations, time tracking, and more. I think Wrike is a really good project manager that any organization can use. The design and user interface are great, and it has a lot of really good features that are specifically oriented to project management, which other apps that compete with Wrike don't have. But the automations are not the best in the market, and you have to pay extra for integrations. So if you want a really good project manager and you're not going to use many automations and integrations, this app could be for you. If you're looking for something different, you can try ClickUp or Monday.com. They are both great apps that are more flexible than Wrike. Another really good one for less than half of the price is Soho Projects. I have reviewed all these apps, so I will link them in the description. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. I have a question for you. Are you currently using a project manager? And if you do, which one are you using? Let me know in the comments down below. And also remember to check out the other videos I have on this channel. Thanks for watching.